One other guy, you mentioned there's skillful fighters out there. One guy that I do think is skillful, Terence Crawford.
Terence Crawford has been underrated throughout his career, particularly when it comes to his boxing skills and power. The Omaha champion has consistently tried to prove himself, most notably with his 9th-round knockout of Errol Spence Jr. Surprisingly, even Floyd Mayweather didn't fully grasp Crawford's greatness until after a recent training session with him.
The Terence Crawford position, is it time for him to move up?
I think when he was like, I really super...
Crawford trained alongside Floyd Mayweather in preparation for a potential matchup with Canelo Alvarez. During a sparring session, Crawford dominated Mayweather, hurting him with his skill and punching power. The session shocked Mayweather, who had no choice but to acknowledge Crawford's immense prowess. Terence Crawford enlisted Floyd.
I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude.
Mayweather. To help prepare for his upcoming fight against Canelo Alvarez later this year. Mayweather was thoroughly impressed by Crawford's improvements, confidently stating that Canelo would be knocked out when the fight happens. In addition to Crawford's already perfect skill set, Mayweather taught him defensive techniques to avoid getting hit by the bigger man. One key technique Mayweather taught Crawford was the shoulder roll, along with footwork for Crawford to imitate. It's clear that Crawford is preparing for both Canelo's offense and defense, ready for whichever style the Mexican champion brings. The undefeated pound-for-pound king believes Crawford can do serious damage to Canelo after the training. Mayweather reflected on his own fight against Canelo many years ago, pointing out similarities between himself at the time and Crawford now. He implied that the result of Crawford's fight with Canelo would be no different from his own victory 12 years ago. Mayweather faced Canelo Alvarez in a WBC and WBA light middleweight showdown in September 2013. It was the 45th fight of Mayweather's illustrious career, where he took on the young Mexican star in what was considered his toughest challenge to date. While many viewed it as a tough test for Mayweather, it turned into a one-sided affair as the American claimed a points victory. Despite the scorecards being closer than many fans expected, Mayweather dominated the fight. Floyd Mayweather dominated his fight against Canelo Alvarez, using his superior skills and experience to outclass the Mexican over 12 rounds and secure a majority decision victory. Despite being the clear winner, Judge C.J. Rose controversially scored the fight 114-114, leaving many in attendance, including Mayweather, baffled. Speaking to Fight Hype, the 47-year-old Mayweather didn't hold back when discussing Canelo's boxing ability. He summed up the fight in 3 words: he was nothing. Mayweather then elaborated, saying, "I'll tell the truth about Canelo. The guy was easy, a cakewalk. You're all praising him, but he was nothing. I was almost 40, and I cooked this dude easily." Floyd Mayweather retired a few years after his victory over Canelo Alvarez, but over a decade later, Canelo remains one of boxing's biggest stars. He has secured world titles in multiple weight divisions, including middleweight, super middleweight, and light heavyweight, even becoming the undisputed champion at 168 lbs. Canelo's career trajectory since his loss to Mayweather has been nothing short of remarkable. After suffering his first defeat to Mayweather, Canelo went on to win his next 15 fights.
It's really that they don't want, it's not that they don't want to see Tank win because they feel like it's beating me because I dominated the fight game for so long. But these same writers out here, they praise Canelo. He can pick and choose who he want to fight.
Capturing multiple world titles along the way and solidifying his status as one of the sport's premier fighters. His victory streak has included key wins over some of the toughest names in boxing, cementing his legacy as one of the greatest fighters of his generation. Now, Canelo appears set for another major clash, with a potential showdown against fellow pound-for-pound great Terence Crawford reportedly agreed for later this year. This upcoming fight could be another defining moment in Canelo's storied career, offering him the opportunity to add yet another major name to his list of victories, while also further solidifying his place among boxing's elite. With both fighters at the peak of their powers, the bout is one of the most anticipated in recent memory. Some observers believe the weight difference could be too much for Terence Crawford, who would be jumping from 154 lbs to 168 lbs for the fight, having only competed once in the super welterweight division. Given that Canelo is naturally much bigger than Crawford, many feel the weight disparity could lead to a decisive knockout win for the Mexican star, similar to when Canelo faced the much smaller Amir Khan, who had also moved up 2 divisions for their bout. Khan's attempt to challenge Canelo at a higher weight ultimately ended in a brutal knockout, and many are speculating a similar outcome for Crawford. Despite these concerns, Floyd Mayweather shared his thoughts on Canelo's power following their own fight. When asked if Canelo's strength concerned him ahead of their bout, Mayweather responded confidently, saying,
Canelo was 23 with 43 fights and 30 knockouts. And the world said he was inexperienced. I was 36.
Not at all. Mayweather, who had previously faced Canelo in 2013, dominated the fight using his superior skills, experience, and defensive prowess. He acknowledged Canelo's punching power, but emphasized that, despite the strength advantage, his ability to neutralize Canelo's offense with technique and strategy made him unbothered by the Mexican strength. Mayweather's confidence in his own skill set and ability to avoid damage was key to his victory, and he seems to believe that Crawford, with the right preparation and strategy, could also negate Canelo's power. However, the weight difference remains a significant factor, and many experts are eager to see how Crawford will handle the challenge of facing a fighter with Canelo's physical size and strength. The outcome of this potential showdown could depend on how well Crawford had
40-something fights. And to tell you the truth, I was over the hill. And so when I fight guys, when I'm in my 30s,
adapts to this new weight class, and whether he can avoid the devastating knockout power that Canelo has shown against larger opponents in the past. Mayweather later stated that, in the ring, Canelo's power was nothing. He hadn't felt before. "It's nothing I've never felt before," he said, reflecting on his extensive experience in the sport after more than 20 years. Mayweather's comments could give Terence Crawford confidence, especially considering Canelo has failed to stop his last 5 opponents. The 34-year-old Canelo Alvarez from Guadalajara, Mexico, currently holds the WBC, WBA, and WBO titles at 160 lbs. He looks set to defend his crown against fellow pound-for-pound star Terence.
Tell you what, I like Eddie. So one day, somebody asked, because you know I don't have social media on my phone. Yeah. So they showed me Eddie. Eddie was like, Floyd Mayweather.
Crawford later this year, a fight that could become one of the biggest in boxing history. Canelo's only other career defeat came in 2022, when he was beaten comprehensively by former WBA light heavyweight champion Dimitri Bivol. Despite that setback, Canelo's dominance in multiple weight classes and his continued reign at middleweight make him a formidable opponent for anyone, including Crawford. This upcoming showdown is one of the most anticipated in the sport, as both fighters are at the top of their game and the stakes couldn't be higher. Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford recently met, with renowned promoter Eddie Hearn also present at the training camp to support Shakur Stevenson, turning the event into an informal gathering of some of boxing's biggest names. While it's often said that what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, in today's world of constant social media updates and widespread surveillance, keeping anything secret is nearly impossible, especially when celebrities like Mayweather are involved. The meeting between Mayweather, Crawford, and Hearn took place in a gym in Las Vegas and quickly became the talk of the town. Though the atmosphere appeared lighthearted, it was clear that there were subtle jabs being exchanged, adding an intriguing layer to the interaction. The playful banter between Mayweather and Hearn, 2 of boxing's most prominent figures, had people speculating about the true nature of their conversation. With both Mayweather and Hearn being well known for their larger-than-life personalities and sharp tongues, any encounter between them is bound to stir up interest. As the 2 men, along with Crawford and Stevenson, shared time together in the gym, the gathering became a spectacle in itself, and the whispers about their private discussions began circulating. Given the stakes of their upcoming fights and the high-profile personalities involved, The meeting sparked curiosity among fans and experts alike. Was it just a casual chat, or were there deeper conversations about potential matchups and future boxing plans? With Mayweather's undeniable presence and Hearn's involvement, every word spoken and gesture made was scrutinized, adding an extra layer of excitement to an already charged moment in boxing. It's important to remember that Eddie Hearn had previously made bold claims, stating in multiple interviews that Floyd Mayweather didn't have as much money as he claimed, or at least, not the wealth he portrayed. Hearn suggested that this was one of the reasons why Mayweather was opting for exhibition matches instead of pursuing more traditional, high-profile bouts. According to Hearn, the lucrative paydays from big professional fights may have been behind him, and exhibitions were a way to maintain his income and continue his prominence in the sport. However, Mayweather's financial achievements tell a different story. Throughout his illustrious boxing career, he earned over $1.2 billion, with some of his largest paydays coming from his legendary bouts against the likes of Manny Pacquiao and Conor McGregor. These massive paydays not only helped Mayweather cement his status as one of the wealthiest athletes of all time, but also provided him the financial freedom to live an extravagant lifestyle outside of boxing. Despite retiring from professional boxing in 2017, Mayweather has continued to maintain his presence in the spotlight by participating in highly profitable exhibition matches. These exhibitions, where he faces off against celebrities and lesser-known opponents like Japanese MMA fighter Tenshin Nasukawa and YouTubers like Logan Paul, have proven to be major moneymakers, further enhancing his wealth. While these matches are often seen as a way for Mayweather to stay in the public eye and make money on his own terms, they also highlight his enduring appeal and ability to draw massive crowds even after his official retirement. Current reports estimate Mayweather's net worth to be around $400 million, a figure that reflects both his earnings from his fighting career and his successful ventures in business and entertainment. With that kind of wealth, Mayweather has been able to enjoy an extravagant lifestyle, indulging in luxury homes, cars, and vacations. Although he's no longer fighting professionally, he continues to make strategic moves that keep him relevant in the sport and lucrative beyond it, all while maintaining a level of celebrity few in the boxing world can match.